Hello, my name is Cameron Kramer, and our group was the demonstration garden with the Brazos County Master Gardeners. My group included Tara Boone, Quinn Rayner, myself, Brooke McKee, Gabrielle Langile, and our professor is Dr. Coates, and this is the video entry. The project to locate was located in Brazos County, and we spoke with the headmaster gardener, Miss Charlotte Anthony, and her assistant, Janice Anderson. They were very helpful with helping to plan out our goals of our mission. And after talking with them, we realized that many of the goals that we were assigned were already completed in the previous semester, so we came up with a different set to complete for this time around. These tasks included transplanting bluebonnets before the blooming season, cleaning up of wildflowers, um, and making a safe and reliable walkway for the public to enjoy the shaded flowers and bring awareness to the garden uh, throughout the community through the use of a electronic flyer. Here is some pictures we took at the garden. You can see how beautiful the whole thing is. Uh, our short-term goals were to provide the public with a walkway, like I discussed earlier, and clear away a dead sunflower yard that they have set aside for wild sunflowers to grow, and really any other tasks that the master gardeners needed help with. Our middle goal was to oversee how the transplanting of bluebonnets that occur on the walkway throughout the garden and removing those and placing them in the actual garden itself. Our long-term goal is to, after clearing the dead sunflowers, we can get a better control of where the sunflowers will bloom for the following year, and help create awareness that sunflowers will be growing there in the future. Lastly, we want to bring more awareness to dig events as they're very helpful in uh, making the community more beautiful and getting people together to work in the garden uh, on the weekends. Here's more just like explaining how we went about completing our goals. Like I said, we talked with the master gardeners a lot. We were in constant communication as a group through GroupMe and email, and did a lot of our planning on a Google Doc. Um, we completed our project throughout many different meetings at the garden and a lot of communication online. Um, on several occasions, we attended the garden to plan out what we needed to do, what goals we were trying to accomplish. But the majority of our work came in during one of the dig events. It was on November 10th, and five out of the six members in our group attended this event and really helped to do just about everything that we had planned. We spent a lot of time there. Uh, we worked with other gardeners who came out. It was a really amazing event. Definitely did a lot to benefit the garden. So here was one of our goals, which was to clear this wild sunflower um, area. The the before and after is shown, and then we had to dispose of the dead wild sunflowers properly by placing them near the compost pile. So, um, as I mentioned earlier, we also create a walkway for both gardening and um, viewing the shaded plants that were behind a gazebo at the garden, and we did this by using one of their uh, playground mulch sets that they have away from the garden, and that's pictured on the right. We then used a wheelbarrow and transported that over to the walkway, and we had wooden logs that we placed where we wanted the walkway to end, how far it wanted to come out, and then we mulched the entire ground there, so it'd look prettier and more people could have an easier job of gardening by getting on their knees and such whenever necessary. So here's the before and after the guardway, the walkway. You can see um, the wooden logs and everything. So we also were in charge of replanting the bluebonnets, and as a result of making the pathway, people will now be able to observe the shaded plants without stepping on the grass or other plants in order to get a good look. And the old bluebonnets and wildflowers, since being removed, will not be able to choke out the new season's plants. So, because some of them could be invasive to the other plants, and we wanted to make everything look very nice for the upcoming season. Um, we were able to complete all of the Master Gardener's requests in order to help her achieve the safest and most ideal garden space. And like I mentioned earlier, one of our big long-term goals was to create um, a flyer, and we did that through these two flyers. The right one is more of a easier to look at, like fun, come to the garden, the location. We wanted to make that very clear and show that you could actually learn something while you're here. There's a lot of different demonstrations that they do, along with like informational signage that they have up. So you can learn something as you're enjoying the beauty of the garden. And then on the left, we did a little bit more of an informational flyer showing like the precise location and then what it actually looks like. And then just more information on like what they're all about and why the demonstration garden exists in Brazos County. So, um, lastly, we during the completion of all of our tasks, we talked as a group a lot about like what could they maybe do better or what could make coming to the garden a better experience. And personally, I found that there was a lot of different areas that they have for the demonstrations in the garden itself, and sometimes they can get run down due to the fact that um, they have to worry and focus on other areas of the demonstration garden, and they have to make sure that those are well kept for upcoming events and such. So maybe by reducing the number of demonstrations that they have in the garden or demonstration areas, they can keep the other areas much more well kept, therefore increasing the general beauty of the garden as a whole. So I think that uh, by by reducing the number of demonstrations, it will actually benefit the garden as a whole. And that is it. Thank you for listening, and I really enjoyed this project.